Alrighty, this is the final case for the first game, anyway. So, for the most part, I'm most likely gonna stream this until this case is finished. So that said, I guess we can get started and try to get to the end of this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Holy shit. I actually don't remember this. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is until the day that girl showed up. February 22nd, 10:02 a.m. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are. Finally. Who are you? Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Your sister? Who are you? Yeah, who are you? It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney Mia Fey? Well, no. No, I'm not Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? Yeah. You're right, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? That's very disrespectful, young lady. Very disrespectful. I'm Phoenix Wright, the defense attorney. Right. Wait! You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief then. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you have to try elsewhere. Please! I'm out of time. But, please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya, could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name is it Emma? Emma Sky? I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Emma, was it? So, you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy or maybe just young. Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Yeah, you're young, sweetheart. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to I'm set to be formally assigned to forensic in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known at my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader, but I'm ready to do my job at my age, no less. Great, another future professional in training. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab somebody with a knife. She wouldn't. So it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I mean, if a witness saw her do it, then this might be a bit rough. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. There's nothing scientific about that, sweetheart. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How will she know Mia? So, you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, I bet a very unusual one. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah, sure. Can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be clear. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, guess it is more of a woman's name than a man. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Alright. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard! I thought I told you I don't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. Or do you not want a raise this year, Well, damn, she still got the power to control people's pension while being held in captivity? The power is crazy. Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Elena. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Well, geez, you don't gotta be a bitch. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry. What exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. Oh, she's chief prosecutor? I thought Von Karma was chief prosecutor. You're a prosecutor? Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lena, I mean, they're just alike. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? There's something you should know from the start, which is the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? But the suspect is me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright, well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? Dante? Oh. Sorry about that. The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed as it were. But that's just great. So, who's the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach by you. Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. Let's see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What? Mr. Wright, what does it mean? That means most likely they gonna feed it to the fish. They don't take kindly to one of their own getting killed. Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So you're the chief prosecutor? That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. True. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. I'm not supposed to defend this. Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of me, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey, it was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Lesbians? Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lena was top of her class in school. Fuck. I thought they meant like actually attracted. I'm like, what? I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lena... Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lena. I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lena. Surprise, a white woman face. Mr. Wright. Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my service as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed, after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lena has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here. And I'm gonna find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister, she's not always like that, you know. I never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny, my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my co-workers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see? Hey there. You expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? McCree? Or, excuse me, it's not McCree, it's a Cole Cassidy, if I'm not mistaken. Cole Cassidy. What do we have here? Look like a bambino got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks ought to learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall. Marshall? Looks like a sheriff to me. My man is shaving with a knife. Look here, bambino. I know how you feel, but this is my game to go, Strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a mother load of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's out, you regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the deserts dream? You want to? What's this guy talking about? For real, what is this nigga talking about? He had a long home now. That betrayal's been Bina. Was that a hombre, a friend of yours? Kind of, sort of, yeah. He's a detective who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. It's a wallet? What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. I don't think that's pretty scientific. How's that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. A foldable wallet found at the crime scene. There seems to be something inside. It's called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the tricks to examining evidence in details, okay? By the way her eyes are sparkling, I could tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now look at the court records. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now, let's start examining from every angle. Got you. Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out with the press of the A button. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. So, Goodman's ID, gotcha. Be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I got to be on my toes from now on. What's this? This is where the cars leave the lot. And the arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of a dual purpose. Ah! The theory of relativity. What? I've got to write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know, was Mr. Relativity German? Or was he British? What is this girl talking about? Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that was his name? Look, a door! This must mean something. Does it? I'm not sure that door means anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Aha! A ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? It's scientific term. In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This girl got quite the imagination. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. The heck is this? Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You wanna know who rides that red Mustang with the body in the saddle, eh? Please. Yeah, I think I actually really like this character. No problem, partner. About time for vitals anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find you at Servisto if you'd like. Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self, look up Vital Saloon Servisto. Maybe you should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great. Maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? Batty? What's this? Couldn't she be... You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you said? Yes. Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Or are you officers? What about you? Are you an officer? You in a fucking crime scene passing out lunch. No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Bet you just greeted me like that. What you talking about? Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up queen? Cough-up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kinda full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Oh, she's the witness. Okay, got it. Secrets? Dear me, you're a slow one, aren't you? Oh. This bitch is quite rude. She might, somebody might have to shadow box her shit. Whoa. I'm referring to the murder. The stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Angel, how ironic. Or, before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. It's not very angelic, sweetheart. Yes, ma'am. Yipes, she means it. I still want to examine shit, though. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey! What did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. Oh, I can't even slide over it anymore. Okay. Somehow I knew Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Salmon is pretty good, I can't lie. Destiny. Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know that. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequality. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday, they paid good homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So, she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday? I was almost compelled to lace their lunch with something foul. Jesus, this bitch, this bitch is pretty fucking dark. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. I feel like you need to be in jail. Ew. The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday, it was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Star? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. Ah, boy, I think a lot of men today know what that is. To see Lena Sky wield that knife so... Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lena Sky's knife. Wait a second. You know Lena Sky? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunch boxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Star? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tso's Trilobite lunch set? Is that just a word, Trilobite? Huh. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass wall booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drive to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Mr. are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Did you have a bad experience with a prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Ha! Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Well, okay. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I don't know how that smells like, but if you're saying that, it must smell really bad. I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, Caulfield Queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. High Prosecutor's Office. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, that shield? It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. I think this is Edgeworth's office, actually. Phoenix, right? You never tire prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Yeah, I kind of figured. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? You know him from somewhere? Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once and... Right. Her sister is the chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you. I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No. It was just Mr. Wright here. Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. Hmm? That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing. She certainly can scream. He has a silver samurai? My. What an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Here's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy? Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And besides, it's a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy? Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiance? I don't think so. Ooh, cute! What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing! The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. One exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. Momo, a prosecutor's. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send the shield to the best prosecutor each year. Oh, so Angel's talking about Miles. What? So? So that K, that stands for king? I feel like that stands for karma. Yeah, you got a problem with that? Oh, maybe it does stand for king. I didn't design the thing. King of prosecutors? Kind of like employee of the month, only better. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket. Right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. So that's the King of Prosecutors shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors. Congratulations, King of Prosecutors. Please stop saying that. That still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? I think maybe that really was Von Karma's. I don't know. A work desk. It's quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use, easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take the name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Whoa, these are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Hey, a chessboard! I'm not too up on my chess, but looks like blue is in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Oh wow. His head is kind of spiky, kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must have been an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edge surrounding a pawn with spiky hair? Nah, it's nothing. So the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? Nigga, we know you didn't do... Shut up. After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister then? Yes, sir. Emma Sky. It's nice to meet you. Nah, that doesn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit it was a surprise for me too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprisingly still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Sky is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? Oh. To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? What rumors? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of the last year. However, there were some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That's Bronze Shield. There gotta be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Sky. Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? What? Mr. Oh, thank you. Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was a knife I kept in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. So the murder weapon is Edgeworth's knife. Okay. Edgeworth. What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here. It looks like the name of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner. Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. Yeah, I kind of figured. I mean, that had to be for Von Karma. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does kind of have a ring to it. I kind of figured. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he's spending his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoor man. Now there's a scary thought. I guess that's it for the most part. Okay. The name and ID are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. Wonder why they only use numbers for ID. What else would they use? Letters, silly. They're the reason we have a written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID, Yabba Dabba Do. See? Wouldn't that be better? Yabba Dabba Do. Well, it doesn't have a certain, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point. Teehee. Doesn't sound like It doesn't take much to amuse her. Okay. Let's see. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are you sure you should be showing that? Oh, okay. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you. He doesn't like you much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, with Edgeworth, it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. Okay. So basically, this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why is that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes. Right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his reward, for better or worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday? Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transfer. Wiping your hand of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield? I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I could trust is solid evidence. Okay. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place 5:15, so this shit took 3 minutes. It took 3 minutes after or before he got here. Well, before he after he got here. So the murder happened right after you got back. What? Right? What? Right? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. What? Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premise? I'm Edgeworth. I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? What did you find new? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir. No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, isn't it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir! I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the huh? Give me your name. Yes. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Otter Meekins? Officer Meekins? Take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. Whimpers. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good looks. Right. Yes, sir. He caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down at least. Okay, so looks like this is nothing important. About this card. Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card. It's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me? The lunch lady? Why? That's like showing that fine honeyed ham to a detective. I don't always feel like I'm being mocked. Well, Phoenix. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he would have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show you, you never know what will happen when you run a yellow light. I don't know about that. Oh, so this is the entrance to the police department, huh? Whew, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on. What's that? Hold on, what's that? Disturbing. Why does it ululate? Why does it ululate like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the blue badger. That's a badger? They're like a jester. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the blue badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the blue badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal, what are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You'd better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed it to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no, come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a sec? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lena Sky's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like fake. Huh? It's just it's a sensitive issue with us these days. You faking evidence? So what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean this time? Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true. You've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranked guys in there is our chief of detective. They're not letting any of us ranked and file detective in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of the crime scene it's unheard of, pal. Looks like that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda? Not that I have scientific proof. It's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? I was wondering about that. What? The dancing blue madden? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dance until the battery dies. Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like these people in these posters. They hardly ever look human. She has a point. Is that a fingerprint? Interesting. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is Detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together with him in criminal... Whoa! Now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? So, this ID card belongs to the victim? It was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transfer for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transfer? But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing as much. Okay. Okay. It's not important. Oh shit. Found in Mr. Edwards' car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? You have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Let's see. I guess go back here. This is mostly the same stuff. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Bruh, don't cock tease me. Apparently he forgot. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must have been because of the rumors. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed. Oh, okay, this is the same thing. He's in a tough spot again. Again. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen now, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses, nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering, they're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, the latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for chief prosecutor's position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why are you handling this case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who's... What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the chief of police. Officer Marshall, is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall is just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show him this and they'll let you examine this crime scene. Maybe. Letter of introduction. Okay, cool. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello. Why the surprised look? Didn't I mention I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too? What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambino? You're looking a little doggy. That's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Will you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, man letters to me go right in the spittoon. I guess they go straight in the trash. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog? He's holding a birthday party or something. Huh? Look where it should say letter of introduction. It says invitation. Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Belittle the settlers, strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. That's a good song by General Rockwell, by the way. Let's have a hoot, man. Note to self, police investigators are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say, I won't be needing this anymore. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Looks something's written on it. Does that say 675? You're right. Let's see. 67S122. There's a name printed on a paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Damn, man. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are regulated to B block. I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. She's trying to say I'm about to be a good-for-nothing burger salesman? This appears to be the car where the body was found. Looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. Do they? I don't even know. Officer Marshall, can you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman was a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tales. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Death due to loss of blood. One knife wound, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Okay. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambino. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a few cases years back, so there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot? So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shooting me for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoot detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambino? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of the cattle run by order of the police, by the chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Okay, nothing important. What's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID. Strangely enough, we found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance? In this rat hole? You want distant? Get yourself to Texas. Texas? This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town. What little with tiny little evidence? What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. No, I don't think that's right. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Okay. I'm trying to see what in particular should I show. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that will come to that conclusion. True. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belongs to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Right, let's check it out. Oh, it's moving by itself. Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes. Here, check out mine. Check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. These are hard to come by, you know. Let's see. The series is as popular as ever with the kids. This phone's still on the readout screen. Readout? Mr. Wright. Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like readout. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just you never knew. It's just you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check this phone out. Now to see who the owner of this phone's now to see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self. A defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Hey, that song, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? Who is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Scott. What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Property of Lena Sky. Last call made at 5:18 on the day of the murder. So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will, someone's up to something here. But who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits, untouchable, you might say. One person, who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lena Skies. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. What? You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trial? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hiding around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess I've got some clues. You have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lena is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma. Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme. It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I, I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? I, she hung up right after. I see. The detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Ooh boy, that was a long investigation day. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna save here and I'm gonna take a little break because I'm kind of hungry and I need to get some water too because my throat is pretty dry. So BRB. Alright, I'm back. Ate a sandwich. Got me some water. Use the bathroom. We can get right back into it now. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. Really? The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoings. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without Faye helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lena Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in the courtroom since this trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of proceeding today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hand, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lena Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lobby. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will not pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime, a professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen. I mean, she is a baddie, so I can see why niggas be coughing up to her. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? The fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? Damn, she's just ignoring them? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does tapioca taste like? What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me, the name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the criminal, of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Basically, she must be an undercover cop. Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Ah, I know who you are. Cough up Queen. Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Okay. Got you. Okay, cool. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Jeesh. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. I'm not sure that's the right thing to say. Wait, are they talking about me? Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Oh, that's a very aggressive looking face. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrusted the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound. Oh boy. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. The Star, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. If I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? Was she fired? Clearly. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. This boyfriend, he's the detective. Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Cares to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for application. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up the second level, so you can see everything from there. And that will be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I park in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finally honed detective intuition at work. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition on the murder? It felt like, how would you say, oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you're viewing a pumpkin chock full of seeds. Oh, that's a weird analogy. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of the detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Oh, so a rookie. Then I must be hard yellow and sharp as a tap. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. Damn. She's saying you stink, bro. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something staring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to Gar's car. Okay. By Gar's car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth? Incidentally, the knife with the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can, even if we don't have any proof. We can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me, I'll fry you like a fritter, crisp on the outside, chewy on the inside. Well, okay. You got it. You got it, mommy. Chill. That that was inspiring. I believe I've heard the tagline elsewhere. You could cry at plagiarism. I may be regulated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are home. Oh, she got a picture. Ah, shit. Oh, man, this is not a good photo to see. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snapped. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I showed it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Oh boy. That is unmistakably Lena Sky. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg from my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg, I mean a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise a knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Making a lot of noise over there, man. Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. Wait, in her right hand? Or am I thinking too much? Hold on. Am I thinking too much? Traces of victim blood. There's no prints. Okay, so there's no prints on the knife. Is there something else that they didn't press on? give me a sec, BRB. Okay, there's some water. I'm trying to think. Her testimony sounds pretty flawless, honestly speaking. I'm trying to think what might be out of the ordinary. Oh gosh, my brother is just making a whole bunch of fucking noise, man. I'm kind of trying to find what it is that I'm missing. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime, okay. So where exactly in B block was she standing? Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garbage car. Right, okay. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Let me save it. I want to say it's this photo here, but I'm not sure. Oh, it is. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Objection! And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell. This could be blood. I'm pretty sure that is blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. But didn't she say she's seen her attack? Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit here and take that kind of abuse? Ugh, you got a better idea? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her earlier testimony. Yeah, because she said she saw her attacking him. So wouldn't she get a picture of her attacking him rather than after? I don't know. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo size lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I don't have time to stop her. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skies was cold, calculated like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hand in the photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? Uh, if it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder. A serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves. The gloves were omitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one could make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Ugh. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. What do you want me to do? Is this... Oh, she said this before. Okay. Oh. Passed it by mistake. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Does it? Okay, let's see what I got. Try to... I'm trying to think. When did the murder take place? Oh, so it took place on the 21st of February. This is interesting. And this case actually got me started. I don't really remember anything of this case. I actually don't, so it feels like I'm playing this case again for like the first time. And I'm kind of stumped. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edwards' trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? the bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor? The defendant is the chief prosecutor. Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, Ricky? In your testimony, you stated that Lena Sky planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh, this knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Well, that is true. That is true. Order, order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Don't think so. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned, not over such a trifling detail, but this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lena Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs proof, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been mad? I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Lena Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Again and again. Hold up. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. That does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I order a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? Quite the analogy there. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Lena Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. You said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, Ricky. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story. Try not to interrupt her again. Ricky. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Something half-baked here, alright? And it's you. Try not to confuse a defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why do you believe the suspect had intention to murder the victim? Yo, I like the little shade that Edgeworth is throwing at her. Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. You have no proof that Miss Scott called him there. You have no proof that she did. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There's no record of a call made on the defense Miss Lena Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have tried a public phone first at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? I don't know about that. I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This fella. The judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. A human machine? That's a contradiction. Please. Can you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth sighs smells like citrus fruit. Huh? She can smell that from the other side? You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly? We often say chopped into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done? How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people. Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know. Got you. Oh. I keep going too fast. So he was stabbed one time, right? Yeah, one move. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. Yo. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Ah, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. Well, I mean, I was about to point that out. What about my ejection? No one noticed? Well, witness, you got the crime scene set, right? No thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she looked at her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That was why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Her red muffler? Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck, so she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. No, it don't work like that, bro. A judge with a bib? That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There were only one knife wound. Apparently, the star isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what? I wonder. The star has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Oh, once again, I moved too fast. God damn it, why do I keep doing that? Her red muffler looks like... she wasn't wearing it. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What the hell? What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. I was just about to say that, bro. You don't gotta take my thunder. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you've finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edwards prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that. But something red. Really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect? Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. The next testimony might just be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. Partition off to her side. Got it. I'm like, the hell? I quickly caught her, explaining her rights to her and arresting her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my early testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Okay. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Row. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. After the murder, so okay. So where is this partition on the floor plan? I'm sure she means the wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? What did you do then? I quickly caught her, explaining her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press up more details. I like to see this on the floor plan just to be safe. The lunch lady car she was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing. The cough-up queen, lunch lady, athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high too. There's a car right there. So how did Miss Scott not get away? Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word. So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory is like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor's first attempt to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so, she used her cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing. Witness? Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should of course add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. The word muffler was overheard during the call made to Emma. I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell instead. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence? Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? she made to escape? Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a plate of foie gras. What does that mean? Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime, but it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The parking lot entrance. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mystery. I wish we could solve a few before finding more though. I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I. If you didn't do it, you have to believe me. But there's a wall there, so you shouldn't be able to know that. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lena Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction within your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky make that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Got caught. Got caught on the lie. Order, what is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up much. She's coughing up lies. Grr. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has been told the court. Here's where the counterattack began. I can't afford to get this wrong. Let me save just to be on the safe side. The witness lied about where she saw it, what she saw. The orders of the event? Oh, this is a good one. Where she saw it? She must have saw it from somewhere close by, if that's the case. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. But what is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to you, to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimonies, all the testimonies we've heard until now points in one direction. She was most likely in the security room. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in the A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men to think that the tables could be turned? Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. Does that mean I'm like an alpha male? Like, I'm just that real of a nigga? She choose me? Nah, I'm just playing. Order, witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was a defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. Objection! It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station, but she lied and said you saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what would change? Let me save, because I don't trust myself. So, angle of the view to the crime, distant to the crime. Maybe the angle. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? Fuck. Okay. Mistake. It's a mistake on my part. Okay, maybe distance to the crime. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plan and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. Objection! What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness, you... Yes? You ordered the squid wheel, right? The quality of my lunches have gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. So I witnessed the crime from the glass wall station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Damn, that's a long way. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have the photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. That's besides the point, Judge. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Let me save again, because like I said, I don't trust myself. I really don't trust myself. Wait, the peso. Oh, Actually, I'm not too sure. Actually, I feel like it could be the peso. Objection! 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time if you like it. If you like it al dente. I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what will you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her pictures taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. You... Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. I swear, I can't read sometimes. That was too close. I'm afraid that the Corfuck Queen has been dethroned, and with that, court is adjourned. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheel, right? That's the one she tried to foist on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftover. Anything else to say? I may be able to save you. I had decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her tricks? Another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah, is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo, a triple decker. Out of deference to the witness' determination, I'll allow one more testimony. This man deadass got bribed by food. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was of course the victim, and the other type of blood matches that of defendant Miss Lena Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence need. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. 3 boyfriends? I thought she was capping. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensic department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Damn, she foiled him right there. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution complains notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to assure that the guilty are properly judged. Okay. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results. How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimony, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. Yo, the shame. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See, this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. So you brought it to the forensic department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have a blood stain on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of defendant Miss Lena Sky. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with the blood test. You claim to know something about blood test, Ricky? Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there were very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lena Sky. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You order peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Is there a problem with it? Let me check it. This blood, it's my sister, right? It appears so. Lena's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. What the hell? Blood under? Ah, there's blood here too. On the sole of the shoe. It's got to be the victim's. He must have stepped in a pot of his own blood. All this blood. It's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. So the blood. If I'm not imagining things, I say there's one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction. That gleam in your eye. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. I wonder if you notice, there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, Ricky, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Vicious. Indeed. There is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense, the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of the shoe? Didn't they say it was instant, right? Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. So wait, was he stabbed early? Was he stabbed an hour ahead? Hold on. Or is it due to the fact that he was stabbed in the chest? I'm guessing your shoe has blood on it too. You just shot yourself in the foot. Fuck. Let me save. Like I said, I can't trust myself. So I'm a bit unsure. As I thought, a waste of time. Well, that was a nice break. Let's return to testimony, shall we? Right.
Take that!
Right. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe? Maybe it's the knife.
Take that!
Rewind. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe? Maybe it's this picture.
Take that!
The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe was covered in blood. Then isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order. Well, witness? What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? No. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I give her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to what she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside and kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one, a leopard woman. Rawr. I thought that was a strange thing for the normal, cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, apparently, you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean, yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that will become evidence against her. But I don't think that amount of water would just erase blood like that. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale sign. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Did she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister got blood on her shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it, but... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor? Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lena Sky. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprint? Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind, immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning, and it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not, don't be so quick to throw it in the towel. Mia's ghost! Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. The trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem, right or wrong. Gotta go ahead with this. Let me save. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give each claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the muffler.
Take that!
The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth and the mustard is related to this case. Is this picture again?
Take that!
Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? Fuck. No, I meant, what do you think about the... Is the phone?
Take that!
Miss Starr, recently your testimony for the court. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Ah! Yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means the piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, I can't scream. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceeding. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Oof, that was pretty long. With that said though, I thought I was gonna end up doing the whole case today, but I guess not. But I think we're pretty much halfway done. I think, or what, two fifth done. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here, and yeah, hopefully tomorrow we can finish this up. In any case, thanks for watching.